The newest Blumhouse film, Five Nights at Freddy's, just dropped. So today I thought it was time for me to stop and talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SDub Nation, and you're free to comment down below. What did you think of Five Nights at Freddy's? Do you think it did justice to the game? Have you played the game? Explain the lore to me in the comment section down below, because I must tell you, I am not a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's. But with all of that out of the way, please don't forget to check out that Twitter. That link is in the description. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's just get right into our review. Now, of course, I grew up on Five Nights at Freddy's, but I was never truly a fan. So with that being said, let's move right into the good. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that I feel as though fans are really going to hype this movie up, like some people that I know. I'm friends and know a couple people that are fans of this franchise, and I feel as though for them, this movie belongs to them. And I'm glad it's for the fans. I mean, when the Mario movie came out, I grew up with Mario. Of course, I was going to hype that movie up. So when it comes to this movie, I can't really hate it for just trying to please the fans. And that's good enough. I mean, I think that makes this movie good enough. When things relating to lore happens, people in my audience were gasping, almost applauding the movie. Now, it must be said, since the 3rd grade, FNAF was always there in my life. But like I said before, I just never really participated. I guess I have nostalgia for this. I don't really know. I remember my best friend playing Five Nights at Freddy's, talking to me about it, but I was never a horror guy. I'm not a horror fan. So I have nostalgia for the game. This is my generation's Halloween, my generation's Scream. But I don't know. I don't know if I have nostalgia for it, or I'm just going in as any other viewer above the age of 30. Now, with Scooby-Doo 2002 being my favorite film of all time, Matthew Lillard is in the movie, and he's just great. A crazy, deranged character that I just couldn't help smiling ear to ear when he was on screen. And in fact, he ties into the movie a little bit more than I thought he would have at the beginning. I kind of sensed something was off with him, and then when you later realize in the later half in the movie who he actually is, I was like, okay, a lot of fans are gonna love that. The lore of this character is very interesting to the fans, and truth be told, I have watched like an hour 30-minute movie about the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's with somebody that I know. So I mean, come on, I know a little bit of something. So when this character came up on screen, I was like, okay, fans are really gonna like that a bit. Now, when this movie was announced, I was kind of skeptical about the animatronics. I wasn't skeptical about Blumhouse taking over, because Blumhouse is an incredible like horror studio. Like, I really like their ideas and their concepts, and then them making them into movies. Doesn't mean that they're going to be great movies, but the fact that they're actually making low budget movies and like getting huge profits off of them, I respect them as a horror studio. So when they announced that they were making Five Nights at Freddy's, okay, I can get behind that. But I was very skeptical about the animatronics. But they're great. I really love the animatronics in this film. They are practical puppets, and they are incredible. They're all practical, they're real, they're actually on set. I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese over the past year, and literally this game is the fear of being locked in a Chuck E. Cheese overnight. And I used to work night shifts, okay? The animatronics were up on stage. They never moved, okay? I have videos. I'll literally show one right now. But literally this entire game is based off of that idea. What if you got locked inside of a Chuck E. Cheese overnight? What do the animatronics do? And literally the animatronics are so practical. They look like how Chuck E. Cheese animatronics looked before, you know, my story got them taken away. So what I'm trying to get at here is that the entire Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria set is just great. The interior is fantastic, and the fact that they built it and it was real, I adored all of that. But the bad thing that comes to mind here is that Blumhouse is what excited me about this film. And I truly believe Universal is a great studio. I love their movies. Fast and Furious, Minions, Illumination, Mario. I thought all of those, like, Universal would make some great films. But they may have mucked this movie up for me. This movie is bland and honestly uninspired. When it finally gets to the lore and the actual DNA of the FNAF game, it becomes enjoyable. And I feel like that was what Blumhouse was doing. When it gets into other stuff, I feel like that's what Universal was doing. Also, this is my first horror movie inside of a theater. I'm not a horror guy, so I don't go see horror movies. So walking into my theater, it was empty. Nobody came, nobody arrived yet. Actually, my movie didn't start until 2:30, but I arrived like 5 minutes before 2 to get my seat, and nobody was in the theater at all. Hey, bruh. Screening for Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Five Nights at Freddy's screaming, twin. And I already hear sounds. Nah, I'm gone. I'll refund my ticket quick. Watching the movie is not scary at all. I mean, you can make a PG-13 horror movie and make it scary. It doesn't have to be rated R. But it wasn't scary. It was just very loud musical cues. And I guess that's what most horror films are nowadays. Just very loud musical cues that are not scary at all. And I felt that they could have went crazy with it. Where's the whole jump scares where Freddy and Foxy jump out at you and just start screaming at you? Like, what if they just, like, why didn't they just do that? Why I really wanted to see that happen inside of the movie. Maybe that would have made the jump scares a whole lot better. Like I said before, when they actually get to the DNA of what FNAF is, to me, it becomes enjoyable. But the movie is full of just weird plot lines. Some even just go nowhere. For example, there's a weird plot line about dreams and how our main character gets closer to the mystery, but while lucid dreaming. Like, it's an interesting idea, but it's kind of confusing as he sees kids in his dreams, but the kids are kind of like the Freddy Fazbear mascot. So it's like, I understand what you're trying to do, but like, how is he able to see them in his dreams? Like, what is going on here? Like, is he on psychedelics? He's not on psychedelics. He's on sleeping pills, but it's so strange how they wrote this plot line in there. And it's like, he doesn't have any powers. He doesn't have any supernatural abilities. He just sees, like, the dead kids that are inside of the animatronics. Speaking of kids, I know it's a child, but the child actor in this film is actually terrible. Like, it sucked. Like, her acting kind of sucked. And I know it's a child. I've never seen her in anything, so she has room to grow, of course. But she acted terribly in this movie. That's all I can say. Sometimes it took me out of the movie. Also, she has some mysterious abilities inside of the film as well. So it's just, they don't really explain much. They allow the fans to kind of just go crazy with the whole lore thing. And one final thing here is that my interpretation of Five Nights at Freddy's was that they killed people. Why was I watching these animatronics in the movie have happy-go-lucky play dates? They were having happy time play dates in the movie. It took me out of the movie. I literally texted all of my group chats, why am I watching Five Nights at Freddy's and they're going on play dates? I thought they killed people. I thought these animatronics were ruthless. I thought these animatronics were evil. They're in here playing play dates, making play forts in the movie. That just took me out of it. A lot of things that I was hoping to get from this movie, I didn't get. That's the problem. In conclusion, Five Nights at Freddy's has some enjoyable moments. When it got to the actual stuff I wanted to see, the animatronics and the practical set, all of it is incredible. But I found the overall film to be dull and weird and not even scary. They just blast loud music and expect it to be a jump scare. I'm a little bit more negative because I'm not a fan. But I would say that this film is just fine. It's not greatest movie of the year. It's not the worst movie of the year. I enjoyed some moments, of course. It's fine. It's polished, and I love the animatronics and the practical set. But for me, something just felt a little bit off. Maybe Blumhouse got overtaken by Universal a bit. Maybe if Blumhouse was given full range, we could have gotten a great, accessible FNAF movie that's also for the fans. But overall, for me, I'm going to have to give this movie a C+. If I were to rewatch it and then find something new, maybe B-, because I walked out of it saying a B-. It's a B movie. But I'm going to have to go C+ here. After 2 days of sitting on it, C+. It's a 5 out of 10, maybe 4.8. And I'm going to say it's definitely for the fans. Fans are definitely going to dick ride this movie. Nothing wrong with that, because I dick rode Spider-Man No Way Home when it came out. So fans are allowed to dick ride this movie as much as they want. Alright guys, that is it for the review. Please know that everything that I did say in this video is just my very own opinion, and you're free to comment down below. What did you think of Five Nights at Freddy's? Have you played the game? Are you a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's? Do you know the lore? Explain the lore to me in the comment section down below. And do you feel as though this movie did justice to FNAF? Comment all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter. That link is in the description. And with that being said, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.